We have, of course, Peter Gay Combs, and she's got the big stories making the news this week. Peter Gay.
Hi, Edu Enka. So the NDP administration's PR machinery seems to be getting back into gear, as was evidenced last night by the return of the NDP radio call-in show after being MIA for some time. And as you know, this is significant because residents of the territory have been calling for greater access to the members of the government, as well as information from the government in terms of what's happening and what they are doing. And so last night, the show hosted by the Premier also saw members of the cabinet turning out. Dr. Pickering was there, Minister Skelton was there, Minister Walwyn, Vanterpool, and also Marlon Penn. Now, what the team highlighted throughout the show were the advancements in healthcare, education, and infrastructure as the major achievements of the government, and also sought to put to bed certain rumors while rallying residents and NDP supporters alike. Now, let's begin with this speculation that has been taking place regarding snap elections. This question was put to the Premier, and he said despite the rumor that's going around on social media, there will be no snap elections in August, as he has no such plans, despite the best efforts of detractors.
And there has been something going on WhatsApp that some senior person in the British government is asking the governor to tell the Premier, the BBI, that they must call elections in June, August, or else they'll have to intervene. But let me just say right now that is absolute rubbish. This country is doing well under the hands of the NDP government. And I think if any rescuing is needed, it was done when he came in 2011. There have been others who would like to see the government that is now in office not do well and not even continue in office. So they've been making many accusations and many statements to try to sort of, cause people to lose confidence in this government. And this is just another one of those examples. I won't point a finger at whoever it may be, I think, but as a, so what was it? He was the cabinet merit.
Now, Edu Enka, there were several callers to the program, and what was evident was that the resumption of the radio call-in show by the NDP was welcomed. And here is the advice from one caller who said he is an NDP supporter.
And I want to encourage you to inform the people what you're doing. I think the problem is, the opposition are always there for criticize, so you can't fix with them. It's your job as a government to explain to people what you're doing. And nobody don't mind in the opposition. The opposition was in there for how long? They destroyed them own self. And now they're so hungry to go back in power again. Nobody is telling them. So people need information. So my encouragement to you, every step of the way you're doing something, explain to people what you're doing. And my thing is that I believe in you. The airport is, I know you're interested in the airport. But I encourage you to look at the airport good, look at the finance of the country, and see if you're really ready to do the airport, because, I see a lot of road starting to finish.
Now, this was the response of the Premier to the point raised by that caller regarding the airport.
This is point, I think we all here in this room agree that there's need for expanding the airport here in BBI. But I also think we need to look at it very carefully and determine how we go forward, and so that's how we're doing. In the meantime, we are very keen on improving air access in the territory. And this is why we have working with this group who has started BBI Airways. And it has great potential at this moment in time for improving the tourism in the country and even all other business activities. I want to thank you for your encouragement.
Now, Edu Enka, Minister of Education and Culture, Myron Walwyn, did not allow the show to close without reminding residents of the BVI that the NDP administration has been doing a lot for the territory despite what may be happening with its neighbors, and that they should not allow detractors who have an agenda to destabilize the country to do so.
And when you travel and you read the news, you see that a number of other countries are having great difficulties. And we still enjoy a very good quality of life here in this country. And I want to admonish us to be thankful to God for what He has done for us and how He's keeping our country stable and ensuring that puts persons in place who can help to maintain that quality of life that we've grown accustomed to. There is somewhat of a movement to bring discomfort, to destabilize the country, to make us appear ungrateful for what we have. And I ask you with every fiber of your being to resist this and let us hold hands together and work together and not allow detractors to take us off course.
So, Edu Enka, there you have it. The NDP's PR machine will coming out and fighting back. So we wait to see what else there is as residents begin to get some of what they've been clamoring for regarding access.
Well, certainly, Peter Gay, it's a good move. The public has been clamoring for information for a very long time. And it escapes me why the government doesn't want to give out the information that the people need to have, because I agree with Minister Walwyn and others. A lot is going on in the country, in all the ministries. The healthcare is growing at a tremendous rate. We just got a compliment from PAHO as becoming one of the leaders in healthcare in the region. The healthcare services continue to improve. Education continues to improve. You have a set of new standards that are internationally accepted in education that has been implemented in the education process in the territory. The college has become accredited, and now the students can transfer their credits all over the world and apply for colleges in other countries and other universities. Roads are being built. I know it's interesting how people complain about the inconvenience of the roads being built and then turn around and say no roads are being built.
Contradictory much.
Yeah, so that's interesting. Sewage is being, pipes are being laid, the plant has been built, they're trying to connect up to the plant. Electricity, we installed, I think, 2 or 3 of the generators have already been installed. So they're going to be coming online soon and cut down or eliminate the blackouts. A lot is being done. We had over 1 million tourists this year for the first time in the history of the territory. So there's some good things being done. The government is doing some good things. There's some things though that it has to get done. It has to explain, and I don't know why they haven't explained already. They have to explain the extra money that was spent, the overrun of the kind of cruise ship here, and it could be a very simple matter. We were going to build one pole with some grass roofs, but instead we changed our minds and we put in a nice kiosk that doubled the price or something. I don't know, whatever the reason is that there was this cost overrun. If there's no crookedness, it should be quite easy to explain. So I don't know.
Clean and say what exactly happened.
I don't know why they haven't done that already. There was some measures put in place for proper accounting in the Treasury and in the Ministry of Finance. The Premier spoke about it in the campaign. He made speeches about it, about all the work that was done. Some accounting officials came from overseas, some technical persons came from overseas to strengthen the treasury and strengthen the financial processes and the procurement processes in government. So there should be some accountability and transparency in the treasury. Those things they need to talk about if it's in fact happening, and just explain to the public what they have been doing to build confidence in the systems that we have. I don't know why they hide, and they don't have anything to hide. They shouldn't have anything to hide.
Those very points that you raised, Edru Enka, in terms of healthcare, the praises being heaped on healthcare, the Pier Park, the advancements being made in terms of the road network and the sewage system, were the main points highlighted by the respective cabinet ministers as the high points of the administration and by extension the territory, with the Minister of Communication appealing for patience as the progress is made. He also pointed out that there are more cruise ships to come on stream in 2018 and 2019 via Royal Caribbean and Carnival Cruise Line, and that in fact there is an increase, there has been and is projected to be an increase in spending via cruise passengers in the territory. Here he is, Edru Enka. Let's take a look.
We have had meetings in Miami in March with a number of the cruise ship companies are vying to be able to come. We now have to even try to control how we do that as we go along, but we expect more ships to be coming in 2018. We expect Royal Caribbean to be back in that year, and the following year hopefully we will begin to see some Carnival ships coming back to the territory. So in fact the director for the FCCA, the Florida Caribbean Cruise Association, said to me, "How much do you think each passenger will spend in your country?" She said the number is now $50 before we get a cruise fare. She said, "How much do you think you'll get to Honorable Vanderpool when you do the survey in this year or next year?" I said maybe 100. She said no, we expect it will be between $130 and $150 per passenger, which means that if you get to the million range, that will be in a year $150 million being spent by cruise passengers in the BVI. And the reason that is because we're providing the infrastructure, we provided the cruise Pier Park, we're looking at improving the Minister of Natural Resources working on the beaches. So when that's all done and you get up to $150 per passenger, which is one of the highest that people get to, St. Martin and St. Thomas are probably the highest in the Caribbean. But when we get to that level, then you're adding $150 million to the economy, to the GDP, and that's not peanut money. That's at least 15% of our GDP.
And so, Edru Enka, as you rightfully said, while the concerns about this Pier Park are valid, what is also valid is the value that this Pier Park has also added to the BVI economy.
Absolutely. And I think it's a good thing that they are back, and we're hoping to get more information, and we hope that they'll clean up some of the things that need to be cleaned up. The audited accounts need to come forward, and all those things need to be straightened out so the country can move forward in a smooth and efficient, transparent, and effective way.
So, Edru Enka, just to wrap up, the Premier says that the call-in program for residents to submit their views to members of the Cabinet and himself will be held every first and third Monday of every month. And of course, you can find out what happens on the radio call-in show right here on JTV Channel 55, or Facebook page, or YouTube channel, and or website, as well as other stories that are happening in the territory.